imagine being with someone who you thought was the keeper of your dreams or the guardian of your soul. Not knowing 15 and a half years later, that person will be the person to inflict the most serious wounds on you, not only physically, emotionally, but mentally, and all. So I'm Valini Leitch. I am not a victim, but a survivor of domestic violence. I am a gender-based violence specialist, currently working with Marundoy Incorporated on a number of gender-based violence projects. I have coordinated Pillars 3 and 5 for their Spotlight initiative, and also coordinated their Canadian Fund for Local Development project on gender-based violence. I am an honoree of the top 25 influential women leaders cohort 2021, and a fellow for the inaugural influential women leadership program. Currently, I am a senior projects associate attached to Food for the Poor Guyana. And I've used my personal experiences to go around Guyana and the region to educate women and girls about the dangers of gender-based violence and interpartner violence. I have worked with a number of agencies in Guyana and the Caribbean, trying to find a solution to gender-based and interpartner violence. In Guyana, we know it's 1 in every 2 women who will experience some form of violence in their lifetime. So moving forward, I am currently working on a project called the Happy Box Initiative. Over the past months, I have been working in Region 1, in communities, in the indigenous communities, where I've found a gap between what I would term the urban women and our indigenous women. So this initiative is to foster self-care and self-worth by boxing happiness. And when I say boxing happiness, this box will contain a towel, calming teas, personal care items such as shampoos, soaps, body washes, etc. And it provides comfort for women and girls who would have experienced serious challenges and trauma in their lives, to the extent where they just go and go, or they feel like no one loves or cares for them. This box will reassure them that, hey, what? I can take time out, 15 minutes of my day, to have a cup of tea, or while I shower, the scent of the body wash will relax me. Or after washing my hair, I can use that nice plush towel to help me calm and relax and unwind. If you are interested in supporting my Happy Box initiative, I can be contacted at Food for the Poor Guyana on 218-4695 or 600-2697. Given to this initiative is making a woman or girl feel worthy, feel important, feel loved. Many times Guyanese women, and I know each of us in our lifetime would know a woman who is selfless or who is giving and always giving, that she forgets herself. this box would pull her back in line and to have her remember that she is important and she is loved. As small as it is, these boxes will make a big impact and change the lives of the beneficiaries, one smile at a time. The first of these were donated to the girls of the Northwest Secondary District. These are vulnerable indigenous girls, and the smiles on the faces were priceless. Looking at them say thank you and much appreciated, or just smiling that someone remembered them and someone cared, that is somewhat important to me, because I often say you have to walk a mile in someone's shoes to really understand their situation. And back when I was a victim, the simple gestures that people did for me, a friend taking me to the mall and buying me a stick of red lipstick, meant a lot. Or my friend saying, Valini, this is not the end of the world. You are strong, you are smart, you are phoenix, and you will rise from the ashes. Surprisingly, a lot of men in Guyana are victims of gender-based violence, but because of our culture, many of them are ashamed and afraid to go public or to even access justice. I know of a situation where it was not physical violence, but emotional and financial violence, to the extent where the man was having suicidal ideations. And he was so scared to go to seek help because he was afraid of how society would see him. Men oftentimes deal with it because they say if they go to the police station, the police can say, "Hey man, you're a wimp. Go home and deal with share. You're the man." And this stems from how we raise our boys in the Guyanese culture. Many times when the little boy fall down, we will say, "Hey, stop crying, you're a boy." We need to allow our boys and men to show emotion, and we need to listen to them. Many times we focus on the GBV issue through the eyes of women and girls, but men are hurting also. We have a lot of men in Guyana who are victims of GBV, but because of fear of being chastised by the public or being, perceived to be soft, that is why they don't come out and really seek the help that they need. And many times you find when it is bottled up inside now and this becomes a festering wound, they react. Currently, I am working on emergency food distribution in 6 Amerindian communities in Region 1. And what stood out for me is meeting women and girls who do not even have an identity. And when I say an identity, they're not registered within our national system, no ID card. Some of them do not know their dates of birth. They do not understand what gender-based violence is. They don't understand if the man is withholding money from you and talking to you a certain way, that it's a form of violence. And this is something that we need to address in Guyana. Gender-based violence, we focus on it in the urban areas, but our First Peoples are way behind when it comes to addressing these issues, you know, by simply understanding if you were hit, where to go to file a report. And it is not okay, the man doesn't own you, you know, that if you are spoken to in a derogatory way by your partner or any man per se, what you should do. And this is the kind of education we need to have in these indigenous communities, to let them know that gender-based violence is not something to be taken lightly. And it is something that needs to be reported, and they need access to justice and redress and all of that.
There is always someone there to call your own. Just remember, my dear